Hello, and welcome back to the Soundcraft UI video manual series. Today, we'll be covering the sidechain compression feature of the Ui24R, introduced in the 2.0 firmware update. Before getting started, make sure that your mixer is updated to the most recent firmware version. Instructions for updating can be found in our firmware update video, and links to instructions will be in the description below. The examples I'm going to show today are best enjoyed through headphones to really experience the compression. Let's get started. Sidechain compression is when we have a compressor on one audio channel that listens to another different audio source to dynamically alter our compressed signal. One example of this is when we have clashing sources like a kick drum and a bass. Here, I've got a kick and a really big bass sound. We can see from the RTA that there's a lot of overlap in the frequencies here on the lower side of the spectrum, and we might describe the sound of them playing together as muddy, because there's a lot going on here. A common use for sidechain compression would be to apply the sidechain compressor to our bass signal so that it compresses or ducks the bass whenever our kick drum comes in. First, we need to head over to our subgroup setup. Sidechain inputs are only available on our subgroup compressors. Select the meter view in the top left corner of the interface, then select the Subs tab to access the subgroup setup. Let's place our kick drum in subgroup 1, then our synth bass in subgroup 2. Next, head back to the main mix and slide on over to our subgroups. Double-click or tap subgroup 2 to access this DSP. In the compressor tab, you'll notice this ducker option on the top of our parameters. It's important to remember that a subgroup's sidechain input can only come from a lower subgroup. If we click here, we see that subgroup 2 can only listen to subgroup 1, or our kick drum. If we look at subgroup 6 though, we can see that it has the option to listen to any other subgroup, while subgroup 1 has no sidechain option. I've set here a low threshold with a high ratio so we can really hear the changes happening. But you'll probably want a more subtle compression on a traditional kick drum with a bass guitar, for example. I'm going to play the 2-bar synth loop with the compressor bypassed, then enable it for the following bars to hear the difference. You should be able to feel the bass getting out of the kick drum's way as the bass sound reduces volume and returns, resulting in that pumping feeling that sidechain compression is typically known for. We can also see here that the compression meter responds to the kick drum, and see the difference here when I change the sidechain source to none, so that it's compressing off its own signal. One important thing to remember is that the sidechain input pulls its source pre-fade, so the sidechain compression will still occur even if I mute the subgroup with our kick. That's all for sidechain compression. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more video manuals like this. For more news, product information, and troubleshooting tips, visit us at soundcraft.com or our Anytime Help Center at help.harmonpro.com.